Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Mindy. If you haven't been here before, welcome, and if you have been here before, welcome back. In my last video, I mentioned that I had been making some bread, and several of you voiced that you'd like to see what I do to make bread. So I thought I would share this bread recipe with you guys today. It's super easy. It doesn't call for a whole lot of ingredients, and it comes together really nicely. I found this recipe on allrecipes.com. It's called Amish white bread. Now I do add wheat flour to it as well, so it's not quite half and half, but there is some wheat flour in it, and I have decreased the sugar. I'm gonna link the original recipe below in the description. It's a really good bread recipe. So that being said, I'm gonna show you the ingredients we're gonna be using, and we're gonna get started. These are the ingredients that I use. I have 4 cups of all-purpose white flour. I have 2 cups of wheat flour. I have 2 packages of dry active yeast, half a cup of white sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 of a cup of oil, and here I have almost a cup of flour that I will use when I'm kneading the bread. The first thing you're going to do is add the half a cup of sugar, and then you take 2 cups of warm water. And what I do is I just let my water from my sink run until it's hot. Now I'm going to just stir this around and let the sugar dissolve. And then you take your 2 packets of dry active yeast and add that. I'm going to give it just a little stir to break that apart a little bit. And then it takes about 10 minutes. You just let your yeast activate, and then when it's ready, it will be kind of foamy on top. Okay guys, the yeast has activated. It's all foamy and frothy. What we do now is add the 1/4 of a cup of oil and the 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to stir this around. And now it's time to start adding the flour. I'm going to add it like a cup at a time and just stir it around. Okay, I have got it pretty well mixed together, and I have floured my surface, and now we're going to start kneading. You have to knead your dough for 10 to 12 minutes, just until a soft, pliable dough forms. And you will need to add some flour as you go because it gets a little sticky. So this is what I will be doing for the next 10 to 12 minutes. Okay guys, this is what it's going to look like after you've kneaded it and formed it into a ball. I have oiled the bowl with a little bit of vegetable oil, then I rubbed it around with a paper towel. Now I'm going to cover it and let it rise for 1 hour. I do have a stand mixer that has a dough hook, and the first 2 times that I made this recipe, I used that, and I had some technical problems. The top would kind of pop off of my dough as it baked, and so I googled it and I was reading about it, and it says if it's not kneaded thoroughly, that can happen. So I started just kneading it by hand, and I don't have that problem now. So I will be back in 1 hour and we will do the next step. Okay guys, the bread has been rising for 1 hour, and this is what it's going to look like when we take it out of the oven. Now what we're going to do is punch it down just 2 or 3, 4 times, and then we're going to put it right on the countertop. It's very soft at this point. I'm just going to kind of roll it like this a little bit to shape it and get all the cracks off the top, which is something I learned the hard way. If I leave a little crack on the top, it splits open as it bakes, which it still tastes just fine, but it doesn't look as pretty. Sorry, my table squeaks. We've oiled it, tightened it, everything. It just squeaks. Now I'm trying to make this as even as I can because I'm going to use this and I'm going to cut it. I have 2 bread pans, and I have lightly oiled both of them with vegetable oil. And I'm just going to take this half and put it in here. I'll shape this one a little more. And put it in there. And as you can see, my loaves are never even because I don't take the time to really measure them and or weigh them to make sure they're equal, but they're going to be just fine. Now what we do, we cover them and we let them rise just like this for another 30 minutes, and then they're going to be ready for the oven. Okay guys, it has been 30 minutes. I have preheated the oven, and here is what the bread looks like at this point. Keep in mind it looks different because this one had more dough than this one. So here's what we have, and I am going to put it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes, and then we will be back very soon with a taste test. Okay guys, here it is fresh out of the oven. I'm going to let it cool just a little bit and then we will be back with the taste test. I took them out of the pan. I'm going to let them cool on a rack for a little while and then we'll have a taste test. They're a little bit lopsided and I contemplated, do I really want to post this video? But you know what? I'm always honest with you guys. You know, sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss. I've had this happen before and it's my fault because I don't take the time to really make my loaves even before I put them in the pan. But that said, I think they're going to taste just fine, but we will find out what our taste tester thinks very soon. Okay guys, here is our taste tester.
At your service again. Second tour. All right, let's give this a taste.
You like it?
It's delicious as always.
Good. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. It's a little lopsided, but it still tastes the same.
Tastes exactly the same. It's delicious.
Thank you so much for taste testing for us.
You're very welcome. Glad to be at your service again. Okay
guys, I'm back with my 2 cents. That's what I do to make bread. I have it right here, so I can hold it up and show you. Do you see? I only add 2 cups of wheat flour, but as you can see, it gives it a very wheat color and taste, and we both really enjoy this. And the unsliced loaf I will put in the freezer, and what I'll do is when I'm ready for it, I'll just pull it out, let it thaw on the countertop, slice it, and it is really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is a process of maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes from start to finish. So this is what I did part of the time when I was on my little break, was learn to bake bread. And it's trial and error. Sometimes it's going to turn out perfect, sometimes it's not, but it always tastes good. No matter how it looks, it still tastes good. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Hey guys, it's me, Sadie, and I just wanted to say I hope you will like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that little bell too. That way you know every time my mama and daddy upload a new video. Have a great weekend. Bye.